Coming up on Midco Sports tonight, highlights and post-game reaction from last night's NSIC matchup between SMSU and MSUM. Then catch all of our FCS game previews. Alex Heinert, Jay Elson, Tom Neiman, and Brian Shawn tell you what you need to know about your favorite teams heading into the weekend. And finally, a preview of tonight's live high school game. Jody Norstead gives us the lowdown on Fargo South at Grand Forks Red River. All of that and much more, Midco Sports Tonight kicks off right now. Hello and happy Friday, everyone. I'm Kelly Stewart, and this is Midco Sports Tonight. After a convincing 38-7 road win at Augustana on opening weekend, MSUM was glad to be back in Moorhead for their home opener against Southwest Minnesota State, a team that in their last meeting, which was down in Marshall in 2015, had stomped the Dragons 48-9. This time around, it will be a high-scoring affair on both sides. Scorefest would begin when the Mustangs quarterback Blake Gimble finds Michael Rivera, who does the rest for the first SMSU touchdown of the night. But the Dragons would answer back quickly. Demetrius Carr finds Damon Gibson, who hauls in the nice over-the-shoulder catch to tie the game up at 7 early in the first quarter. Now it's time to introduce the guy by the name of Nate Hewitt. He makes a great reaching grab right here and then extends the ball over the goal line for the touchdown. That puts the Mustangs back on top. And then Hewitt comes back the next drive and makes another spectacular one-handed catch, check that out, on a big third down that would lead to an SMSU field goal. A big defensive play would ensue after that. This is right before the half when Mustangs defensive lineman Webb Bolstad strips running back Austin Stone while D-back Hunter Cushman scoops the ball up and takes it down to the 1-yard line to set up a score and give the Mustangs a 34-14 lead going into the half. Carr would start the second half out with a touchdown pass to Hunter Bratton to cut the Mustangs' lead to 13. But then it was Jadarian Jackson Hanchett. He's from Kingwood, Texas, and he definitely played like a king at corner. This was his third interception of the night right there, but Jackson Hanchett wasn't done after that one. He'd collect his fourth pick of the night right here as Southwest Minnesota State goes on to win on the road 51-35. As you can see, a big night for both quarterbacks. Blake Gimble ended up with 389 yards and 5 touchdowns, and Hewitt was his main target with 9 catches for 163 yards and 2 touchdowns.
We knew that they could put up points. Number 9 was a heck of a player, man. Scouts looking at him, we knew coming in, that we could stop him or at least slow him down. I think he's still like 100 yards receiving. If we could slow him down, we had a chance. So, they told me to follow him. Our defense line did a great job of pass rushing, so quarterback was just throwing them up, and all we had to do was just go get them. So,
the one word that comes to mind is just attack. Okay, we wanted to attack every single play, not play tentative, and I think that's one thing that we learned from week 1 is, we got to go get something if we want it. And I felt like week 1 we were a little bit tentative, and we rebounded really well. Our guys were into it, had a great week of practice, and ultimately it showed here tonight.
The Dragons have now dropped 4 straight versus Southwest Minnesota State in Moorhead. Their last home win versus the Mustangs was a 37-16 victory back on October 8th, 2005, which ended MSUM's school record 16-game losing streak. As for 2017, both teams now sit at 1-1 overall. When we come back, Alex Heinert gives us a look at UND's weekend matchup against Missouri State. It's a Potato Bowl preview. That's next on Midco Sports Tonight.